Welcome AP Economics students. This is Miss Foley. In front of me, I have the 2020 College Board AP Testing Guide. And the purpose of this video is for me to go through the guide really quickly with you and to highlight some really important things that you need to understand about your upcoming test date. I recommend that you download this PDF, you read it thoroughly so that you understand. And part of our curriculum in our class, so a grade in your actual AP economics class, will be answering questions about how this test will be administered, about this guide. It's going to be required for everybody, even people that aren't testing. Okay, so without further ado, let's start taking a look. So this PDF, it's like 50 pages long. It has a bunch of things. It has a testing guide, which we're going to spend a lot of time looking at. It has a checklist. It has what required documents that you're going to have. It's going to talk about a testing demo. We don't really care about the world language and culture exams. That might be in another one of your classes. And it has FAQs. Okay, so you will have access to this PDF. You need to make sure that you take a look at it. So what's in this guide? In the guide, we're going to be looking at the AP exam e-ticket. It's very important that you understand that. Steps to take before the exam day, what exam day will look like, and what scores, credit, and placement will look like. So, first and foremost, your AP exam e-ticket. 2 days before, 48 hours before, you are going to receive an email, and that will have your test ID. If you're taking both the macro and the micro exam, you're going to be getting two separate emails, two separate testing ID tickets, because they are two separate tests. What they want to make sure that you understand is that you cannot share this e-ticket with anybody. You could lose your chance to test. You can get disqualified. So make sure that you have it in a safe and special place. Okay. So that's the exam ticket. So for us, we know that our exam is going to be on Wednesday, May 20th. That's going to be the microeconomics exams, which means that your testing ticket will be emailed to you on the 18th. By the way, if for whatever reason you accidentally delete the email or something like that, you could log on to your MyAP account through the College Board and access your ticket that way. But make sure you have it, ready to go. Your macro exam is going to be on Thursday, the 21st. So your ticket's going to be coming on May 19th. Both exams are at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They start whether you're logged in or whether you're not. So make sure that you're ready to go. We're going to go through some of those steps. If for some reason you have a conflict and you can't make one of these test dates, what the College Board wants you to do is to just not use your e-ticket. And that will, help you to get to the makeup testing. Here are the June makeup test dates. Again, if I were you, we are preparing and we are reviewing diligently to be prepared for the May exam. I'd like to get it over with if I were you. And also, this allows that if there is a problem, like a tech snafu or something like that, that you'll be able to make up that exam in June and have that time to do that. Okay. Okay, so 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's when we're going to be taking our exams in May, so make sure that you know that. They start whether or not you are ready. In terms of what to expect on this exam, it's not going to be more challenging to get a 3, 4, or 5. It's not going to be curved. It never was. What the AP exams are is there's something called scaled, and it just means, okay, you get this certain raw score, and we scale that to either a 3, a 4, or a 5. A curve would indicate that only a certain amount of people can get a 5, and that's not true. or a certain amount of people can get a 1. That's not true. So it's not a curve, it's a scale based on how many points you earn. Yes, there's partial credit because on our exam, especially, there's multiple parts. Okay. They want to emphasize that because of the nature of this test, you may not finish a question in time. Don't panic, don't freak out. Um, you could still get a 5 if you get everything else right. So if you're having a situation where you're moving a little bit slower, you feel a little bit of a time crunch, it is a quality over quantity situation. Okay. Um, so again, on these AP exams, what they're going to be doing for the first time in a long time is they are, I think maybe even ever, they're actually going to be sending your AP teacher, so me, your exam and saying, "Hey, was there something unfair about this test?" Just review and confirm the score. I think for some people, they're saying, "Hey, did this kid?" Does this look like their work? So that's one of the ways that they are looking at this. Okay. Now, how can you submit your responses? There's 3 different ways. Number 1 is to copy and paste a typed response. So you need to have a web browser open. They like Chrome. They like Chrome the best. Safari is an option. Firefox is an option, and Edge. I've never heard of Edge, but apparently it's an option. So if you have any of those browsers, that can be used to open up your test and conduct your test. Your job is to read the question on the browser, and you can either type up your response. You can do this. I would highly recommend doing Google Doc because Google Doc auto saves everything. So, in case you accidentally exit out, everything is auto saved. And then you can copy and paste from the Google Doc. You can attach a type response. So, if you save it in like a Microsoft Word or a PDF or something like that, you can attach it like that. Or you can handwrite it, take a picture of it, and then attach those photos. So any of those ways are ways that you can respond. They're really strict about saying, hey, make sure the kids know about the browser. They really like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or Edge. And that you are ready to go with maybe a Microsoft Word open or Google Docs, I think would be the best to have open so that you can type your responses and then paste them in. So copy and paste a type response. Again, you can use a laptop, you can use a computer, you can use a smartphone or a tablet. I recommend that if you have the possibility to, please use a laptop or a Chromebook. I just like that you can see more things at once. It's a nice big screen. It's easy to copy and paste. So if that's something that you choose to take a look at, that's what I would do here. Um, you can use a laptop or a computer. You can type something up, let's say in Microsoft Word um, or Google Document, and then you can attach it and click Submit. And then finally, some of you might opt to write it out on a separate sheet of paper. Then what you need to do is take photos and then submit it, okay? With pictures, they want .png, .jpg, or .jpeg. So make sure that you have that opportunity to do that, okay? Scrolling past these slides because they don't apply to us. Testing with accommodations. If you're somebody that has requested and has been approved for extended time, you will be able to have that. Okay, so there's nothing that's different from that. If you have a question or anything about that, I would please recommend reaching out to your case manager or Mr. Abramovich to help you out with that. Requesting a makeup exam. So, if you have an issue that prevents you from testing successfully, you will log on and submit a request to cb.org/request makeup. You can request a makeup exam if, let's say, you're taking the exam and your power goes out, or your internet goes out, um, or you get, ill, or something happens. That is when you're going to go online and request a makeup exam. They say to use the form online. Do not call, like, I guess there's a phone number for the College Board. Don't call that number. Nobody is there to answer the call. The best way to do it is to go to the link that they have set up for you. Okay. So technical issues, that sort of thing, like severe interruptions, battery failure, that kind of thing, power outages, that's where you can request a makeup exam. If you just weren't prepared or ran out of time, that's not a valid reason to request a makeup. So they wanted to make sure that you know that. Um, the exam screen will guide students step by step on test day from the moment that they click on their e-ticket. Most students will be able to navigate the test using only the information on what we've seen. What you need to be understanding is that you want to be logged in and getting ready to go 30 minutes before. So there are some details that go into that. So here are some of the steps before test day. The first thing that they want to make sure that you do is that you review your contact information. If you haven't already, and we use the MyAP College Board website, so everybody should be pretty familiar with that. You want to sign in. Make sure that your email address is correct because they're sending you some really important stuff. So make sure that you do that. If you need to change your email address, change it and then press update. Um, and subscriptions, confirm that you've checked the box to receive updates from College Board. That's how you're going to get your ticket. And make sure that it's in your address book and it doesn't go to spam. Okay. Again, if you like don't get the email or the email gets lost in your MyAP account, they will have your all of your tickets there for each exam that you're taking. So I guess the most important thing is make sure that you can sign into that myap.collegeboard.org. We've been using it all year. Number two, check your tech device. Please be smart. Let's make sure that whatever device that we use, that we have it nice and charged up. You don't need to worry about a lockdown browser. The one thing that they do say, I have this on my computer. It's called Grammarly. It's like a Chrome plugin, and like if I'm typing an email or typing anything, and something gets misspelled, it underlines it for me, and it's just like a spell check for Chrome. You can't have that on the test. The test won't run. So make sure that if you have that, that you please get rid of that. Because just temporarily for when the test is happening, that's going to cause problems for kids that don't do that. So make sure that it's charged up. Make sure make your choice. What do you think you're going to do? Do you want to do a Google Doc, or do you want to handwrite it and take pictures? So you come up with your decision, and you're going to let me know when I give you a little quiz on this. Um, so again, are you going to use Google Docs, Word, Notes, or another application? I think that Google Docs is great because it saves everything that you do, and I think that that's a great feature. And so make sure that you do that. And like if you're using a cloud document like Google Docs and you want to attach it rather than doing copy and paste, you need to download it as a PDF or as a doc if you want to attach it. Most people will probably just copy and paste it, but that's just an idea on how to prepare. Okay. Um, and what I would do if I were you before test day on every single page that you plan on using, make sure you either type your AP ID and your initials at the top, or write them if you're going to be doing writing it on a hard copy on a piece of paper. Then write it and have those IDs and those initials there too. So be prepared, nice and charged up, the documents ready to type answers. These are the things that we need to do. Okay. Again, if you're doing handwriting, they just want normal paper, normal 8.5 by 11 paper. You're allowed to use a number two pencil or a standard black and blue pen with ink. No pink pens, please, nothing like that. That's what they are taking a look at. Okay. Um, we are going to be practicing a few times this week. One of your assignments is going to be to submit a practice on the demo website. So starting May 4th, there will be this demo website. I'm going to be all over that and showing you there's going to be an assignment that you need to do for your fourth marking period grade so that you can practice with that and be really comfortable with that so that on test day, it's not like it's the first time that you're using it. Okay. So here's like a little checklist. What do you need to have on test day? Obviously, your exam e-ticket email. You can have it printed out. You can have it downloaded. Just make sure it's ready to access. Make sure you have your completed exam check day list. Have your AP ID everywhere. Make sure you have your laptop, your tablet, or your smartphone, whatever you decide to use. Make sure it's charged up. In terms of the browser that they want you to use, they love Chrome. Firefox, Safari, or Edge are acceptable. Make sure you have a stable internet or cellular connection. And if you have a problem, if you are somebody that gets accommodations with certain tech and devices, make sure that you have that. You are allowed to use, notice where it says it right here. You are allowed to use your class notes or your study guides. If you have any kind of intelligence whatsoever, you should be downloading the notes and the practice that I gave you and have those ready to use. I would have them printed out in front of me so that I can reference them quickly. You can have Krugman in front of you if you need to look something up very quickly. You can look at previous assignments or assessments. They really want you to stay off the internet. The problem with Google searches is you might end up on a message board, and if you end up on a message board, it's considered cheating because you're sharing information, you're talking with other people about the test. Okay? The big thing here is us and microeconomics, please have scrap paper available. There are going to be situations where you're going to sketch out a graph. You don't need to submit that graph, but you're probably going to explain what's going on in that graph. So having it nice sketched out in front of you is going to help you come up with that explanation that you need. You also are allowed, kids weren't allowed in the past, to have a calculator. So have a calculator ready to go, nice and charged up. Okay, so these are some of the other subjects. We're just going to scroll past those. Okay, optional resources. So again, things that you are allowed to use, notes, class resources, textbooks, other things that we are going to be doing. Notice how they say shared study notes must be downloaded to each student's device to prevent collaboration. Translation, I shared a bunch of Google Slides with you. Print them out. Don't be editing them. Don't be accessing them on Google, on your browser, because that could be that you're talking or that you're cheating. Download them and have them as a hard copy on your computer. But what even makes more sense is have them printed out right in front of you so that you're ready to go. Okay. And then they go over the whole why internet searches are bad. Okay. On May 4th, you're going to receive an email confirmation on May 4th with your AP ID and a list of the exams you are registered for. In the meantime, you can check in My AP. So if you have a problem, make sure that you contact Mr. Abramovich. If you did not register, you will not be able to test this year. 2 days before each exam, get your AP ID. You know how to do that. Complete the AP exam checklist. So they have this cute little checklist that they think will help you stay organized. And let me just see if, so it looks like this. And you'll put your AP ID. This is just for you. like everything that's in this Google this PDF document in this video, the Reader's Digest version is on this AP exam checklist, and we're going to make sure that you have a copy of that. Okay, on exam day, here's what our exam is going to look like. Our exam is 2 questions. Here's what your timing is going to look like. So 30 minutes before your exam at 3:30, you are going to check in. You're going to use your e-ticket. You're going to fill out everything that they prompt you to fill out, and you're going to wait for the exam to begin automatically. You don't start it. It starts at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Then you have 25 minutes where question one will appear. You're going to read the question and you're going to develop a response. So this is where you maybe start typing it if you want to type it, maybe start handwriting it if you want to handwrite it. Then the question goes away and you have 5 full minutes to either copy and paste your answer, download your file and upload it to the exam, or take pictures of it and upload it. Okay. Then, after the submission period is over, question two will appear, and you'll have 15 minutes to read that, 15 minutes to develop a response. So, maybe you're doing typing it on a Word doc and copying and paste, or a Google Doc and copying and paste. Maybe you're typing it and then you're going to download the Google Doc and then you're going to upload it, or maybe you're going to handwrite it, on a regular piece of paper, take pictures, and then submit it that way. You'll have the 5-minute submission period. There's no time to pause. There's no bathroom breaks. Everybody is taking it, and the timer is going for the exact same time for everybody in the world. Okay. The rest of the stuff that right here, that's music theory and world languages. Okay. The next thing that we need to be aware of is your testing environment. Remove distractions. It's probably a smart idea that if you have a cell phone or something that makes dings or alerts, that you put that to silent mode or do not disturb so that you are not getting distracted. Let anybody that is in your house know that you're going to be testing and not to disturb you, and maybe not to be, using a lot of bandwidth on the internet. Make sure your device is plugged in, that it's charged up, that you're ready to go. And have your checklist and any other documents that you need with you. Exam security. So I think this goes without saying. You are not allowed to incorporate work which is not your own. You may not provide or receive aid of any kind. So there's a lot of technologies that are applied. There's a lot of money that they have invested in order to do that. So don't be silly. You can do very, very well with this. If I guess we just have to say this, your names will be reported to college admission if you were attempted to cheating. That's not fun, and obviously your AP exam scores being canceled is not fun. How you check into your exam? 30 minutes before, you're going to click on the specific e-ticket. So it's a clickable situation. And then you're going to need to put into your ID, and then the timer starts. So there is a timer that tells you how much time is left till the exam starts. And then there is a timer that is always going to be on the bottom of the page that says how much time is left. And when there's 5 minutes left, the timer turns red. So that, see how it's already here that it turns red. Okay. And again, make sure that if you had Grammarly, that you disable it, get rid of it, because the exam won't function if you don't. If you have a situation where you don't finish all the entire exam, you can still earn a 5. So make sure that you're doing, some quality work here. This is kind of like what the boxes look like when you are submitting your process. It is a 2-step process. You have to attach it and you have to press submit. Obviously, if you don't press submit, it won't work. What are some things that can go wrong during testing? If, for example, like you accidentally close your browser, your device crashes, you temporarily lose internet, you can quickly log back in again through the e-ticket and return to the exam. Okay, if you lost an extended period of time and you feel like you need a makeup, That's the link that you can go for the makeup. Here's a really good tip. Tip, tip, tip. During the exam, do not refresh your browser. Do not hit back. That's going to screw a lot of things up. Don't do it. Okay. And there's no customer service to call, in that event. So like be aware of that. Exam scores, they're going to be scored by AP readers, same type of scaling from a 1 to 5 scale. You're probably going to get your results a week later than usual. Usually they come out around like July 4th. Now they're going to be coming around July 15th. And that's just because they're going to be doing AP reading at people's homes, like at people's actual homes. So that's just something to be aware of. And you should make sure that by June 20th, you log into your MyAP account and add any college or university that you want to get your scores. Because after June 20th, you know how the College Board is, they're going to do a $15 fee for each score report sent. So think about scholarships that you may need to use, that sort of thing. Kepler is saying hi. Last but not least, if you take a look at these last few pages of the AP guide, these are testimonies from all the different, universities and colleges. They're all going to take the exams like they normally would. They've had to deal with similar situations. So they are like very open to it. So don't worry about anything like that. Make sure that your browser is all set, ready to go. I feel like that's going to be a big, to do. So make sure that you take a look at that. And we're going to be doing some demos in class in our live online classes over the next couple of days. Okay. So please use the information from this PDF, from this video, and you complete a quiz that is a grade for the 4th marking period on classwork. Okay, hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon.